Okay, so I wanted to make this video briefly before I create another video to put on YouTube for this, to kind of share some research and everything like that. But because I've noticed there's been some misinterpretations or partial misinterpretations that's have been stemming from conversations regarding indentured servitude of the Irish and then the chattel slavery practiced on Africans. Okay, so I want to make some things very clear briefly here and look for this more information in another video. Were the Irish in bondage? Yes. Were the Africans in bondage? Yes. Is that a form of slavery, this bondage that we're speaking about with both groups? Yes. Were the Irish enslaved? Yes, as a result of that. Were the Africans enslaved? Yes. Was the Irish indentured servitude based on race? No. Was African chattel slavery based on race? In large part, yes. Yes, that was a huge part of the rationale. Yes. With the Irish indentured servitude, motivation behind that, mostly religious, nothing to do with race. And I know a lot of you are going to have something to say about Cromwell and this and that was the beef, okay? That was one of the large motivators behind what Cromwell went in there and did, was because of the beef that was going on between Protestants and Catholics, okay? It didn't have shit to do with race. I'll give you another example. There was a gentleman named Samuel A. Cartwright, and he brought up this medical theory that African chattel slaves suffered from drapetomania. And before you Google it, I know some of you are going to be wondering what the hell that is. Drapetomania, as described by Samuel Cartwright, is the uncontrollable urge to escape from slavery. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember any damn thing written about how the Irish, indentured servants, and this is not to say that they didn't want out of indentured servitude, by the way, so before you go thinking that, listen to what the hell I'm saying. There was nothing written about the Irish suffering from drapetomania. Now, did many of them want out of indentured servitude? Hell yeah! Who the fuck wouldn't want out of that? And who the hell wouldn't want out of chattel slavery? Hello? But there was never any scientific theories. There was never any junk science, any horse shit created to maintain a perpetual system of servitude for them. Even in the Barbados, even in the U.S., this never happened. And if anybody has any information to the contrary, state it. I'm ready. You never had any laws created to protect people who raped female Irish indentured servants, like you did based on race with the African chattel slaves. You had a rape law created so that it says that whites cannot be tried or held criminally liable for raping an African chattel slave. It just couldn't happen. The Irish indentured servants were never not allowed to speak their native tongue on these plantations in Barbados and in the Caribbean and in the U.S. Never not allowed to do that. They were never not allowed to have cultural unity. But with African chattel slaves, that's exactly what happened. Steps were taken to dehumanize them, to rid their masters of the guilt. So you had science along with religion that kept them there. And like I said before, with what happened with Cromwell was a majority religion based. It had nothing to do with race. Nothing. You didn't have systems created to keep them in perpetual servitude as a whole. And it wasn't based on race. You didn't have people writing books like this, several books like that, to indoctrinate others so that no one felt guilt for enslaving the Irish. Never happened. So again, I will go into this more in depth. Be on the lookout. It's coming soon. See you then.